Governor Hobbs yesterday signed a bill into law aimed at helping the residents of Rio Verde Foothills get access to water. The unincorporated community has been looking for a solution since Scottsdale said it would stop providing water at the beginning of the year. The governor had vetoed an earlier proposal, saying she favored this approach. The new law sets up something called a standpipe district for 3 years, which will be able to set up arrangements to get water to residents of Rio Verde while a more permanent solution is worked out. The situation has generated a lot of controversy over the past several months as residents worried about where they were going to get water, and different levels of government disagreed over whose responsibility it was to make it happen. With me now to talk more about this is Scottsdale City Councilwoman Solange Whitehead. Councilwoman Whitehead, good morning.
Good morning, Mark. Thanks for having me back.
Thank you for being here. So I know that you are pleased with this solution. What to you makes this the right approach?
So the new law is a success for all parties involved, and it proves that the city of Scottsdale can win without the Rio Verde Foothills residents losing. So that makes me happy. As a state, we have to all work together, and also sets the stage on how we can deal with other unincorporated areas. But basically, Scottsdale has been negotiating for over 8 months to end the use of Scottsdale's water in the Rio Verde Foothills area, and this bill accomplishes that. So it sets up a third party, a governing entity that will negotiate and secure water for these residents, and will also be able to regulate rates. And so these are both pluses that these residents have never had, and then again it protects the city of Scottsdale's right to use its water for its residents, and protects our ratepayers as well, as it requires any treatment of water, which we do for other municipalities, to cover the costs.
Yeah, so Scottsdale, as you say, will not be providing the water, but the city still will be treating the water. But again, as you said, Scottsdale will be paid for that. So does that basically put your city in a position where you're basically just getting paid for doing the work that you maybe would be doing otherwise?
Yes, the city, what we had requested of the county has been accomplished at the state level. So the city of Scottsdale has a water treatment facility, and other municipalities around the valley can pay the city to treat water, and through an intergovernmental agreement. And whereas earlier proposals required that we use our water, and that also that we provide the service without fully covering our costs and without a government entity, this new law sets up this ability for us to enter into an intergovernmental agreement to treat water just like we would for any other municipality, and of course cover our costs so that our residents aren't subsidizing residents outside of the city.
You mentioned that maybe this is sort of a template for other situations. Do you think this bill obviously only deals with Rio Verde, but do you think this kind of arrangement might be used elsewhere?
Yes, well, the Rio Verde Foothills has gotten national and international press. There are unincorporated areas throughout the state that are adjacent to cities, and so this does provide a template for solving those future problems, and perhaps there might even be current issues where unincorporated area residents are relying on city water, which is not sustainable.
Now, I know that this doesn't necessarily affect Scottsdale in this way, but there has been some concern from residents in Rio Verde that it might take a little bit of time to get this standpipe district set up and to get the intergovernmental agreement up and running and all that. Is there a concern that residents of Rio Verde, as you know, temperatures are continuing to climb, like that they're going to have the water they need in a timely manner?
So it was our preference to solve this problem over a year ago, but the County Board of Supervisors voted down a water district at that time, which would have been cheaper. But this is where we're at. It is a solution. it was approved with an emergency clause, making it possible for us to move forward right away. I know that the city staff will work very hard to get an intergovernmental agreement in place quickly. We've already done much of the work to establish the costs on our side. So, and I believe that there have been other parties on, whether it be Epcor Water or other parties on the other side also working in preparation for this becoming a law. So I'm hopeful that we can move quickly.
And is it safe to say that your colleagues on the city council are also supportive of this, that there won't be, an agreement, for example, wouldn't be voted down by the city council?
Well, I think an agreement, I can't speak for the others, but based on what I'm reading in the paper and limited conversations, I think all of us are very interested in solving this problem, especially in that it protects Scottsdale's water, which was our #1 priority, and it protects our ratepayers, and yet still solves the problem. It doesn't help anybody in the state of Arizona to leave neighbors without water.
All right, we'll have to leave it there. That is Scottsdale City Councilwoman Solange Whitehead. Thank you so much for your time this morning. I appreciate it.